more quickly, summoning the Red Eyes Black Full Metal. Like, you're able to negate a card as well. It's pretty strong. But this is going to be game number one of the Rivalry of Warlords public event final.
That's pretty high.
One of the public events. They run continuously as soon as they fill up an 8-person pods.
I will go ahead and go first. Good luck to you, brother.
All right. Ariel has elected to go first.
Stand by. Main phase.
Yes.
We will normal summon Centurion Trudea.
All right, Trudea is going to be first. It's a good start.
Good starter.
I will attempt Trudea effect to place itself in another from deck, another Centurion monster specifically.
That's good.
Yep, so it's going to place itself, put another one into the Spell and Trap card zone, and then Primea is now going to be able to special summon out.
We'll go.
Primera? Yep, Centurion Primera.
It'll special summon itself.
So they're now, so the Centurion ones turn themselves into continuous trap cards that can special summon them from the Spell and Trap zone. And since they're continuous trap cards, they're kind of like quick effects.
To add a Centurion card from deck to hand.
So the Primera is going to summon itself from the Spell and Trap zone, and now it's going to use its effect to add CENTUR-ION. You know, if I had to guess, I think Ariel has played this deck before.
Yeah, she seems to have a great understanding of the strategy. I mean, granted, she's been able to play 2 previous rounds, so she's had at least 4 games under her belt, but you know, there's that possibility that you are really familiar with your strategy.
Centurion.
All right, now Wake Up Centurion's going to let it summon
a token.
A
I want a level 4 or
level 4 or level 8, so it's going to depend whether they want to go into a level 8 synchro or a level 12 synchro right away.
May I have a token, please? Thank you.
Look at that beautiful Judge token.
Does look nice.
See, we see cards like Forbidden Chalice, which is a nice interaction. It's been a while since you've seen that card in sort of what you would consider, you know, our just traditional advanced format. But
all right, so looks like they decided to go for a level 8 synchro. So Premier Primus lets you add any Centurion card from the deck to the hand.
Any, and literally any with this particular build.
Gonna go for, it's an Emblema card, that's right. An Emblema Oath gets you access to the Centurion field spell.
Place one of the monsters.
Or essentially it's a midway point into getting where you need any Centurion card, but
I'll activate Stand Up.
Already has Stand Up. This field spell is awesome. Lets you discard a card to add a Centurion, or place a Centurion in your Spell and Trap zone. But it also lets you summon, or synchro summon during your opponent's turn, which is the key part of this field spell.
Yeah, when a special summon occurs.
Yep.
Which this deck could just inherently do by moving the monsters from the Spell and Trap card zone into the monster zone.
Yep. Gargoyle is going to add to the Spell and Trap zone. This is a cool one that just goes back to your hand after you use it, so it's like kind of one of those cards that just never goes away.
Yes.
Okay. I will level modulate to make it a level 4, since it's coming from the Spell Trap zone.
I really love announcing the plays, being very clear what's happening.
Second effect, right? Yes.
Yeah, it's very nice.
And then, you know, even just giving the insight of I'm going to summon a token and I get to choose the level of it, you know, that helps clarify in game 2 or 3, if you were to activate that card again, you know exactly what these cards do.
Centurion Legadia, or sorry, Jesus.
Auxilia. Yep.
I will go.
So the Prima Prius is a synchro tuner, I believe, so that's why they're able to synchro.
To return to hand since it was used for a synchro.
That's good.
They add it back to the hand. Auxilia is going to add from the deck to the hand.
I'll add a Phalanx.
That's good.
So now both Centurion traps access here for Ariel. Phalanx is just like a decent card on its own. Kind of like a Destiny Hero Doomlord effect, just being able to banish a monster. But going to send the Phalanx to the graveyard to activate Stand Up to place a Centurion into the Spell and Trap zone from the deck.
You know, that's really the key card when you play against the Stand Up, just in general. You know, I remember playing cards like Cosmic Cyclone or something to try and banish it on your turn before they're able to conduct a Synchro Summon.
You know, I would think that Ariel has played this deck before. There's no way that they're being able to set up the H-Treat to the point where you're going to be able to draw a card as well. I don't think that they may have learned this in the past couple rounds, but that's the luck of the draw sometimes with Rivalry of Warlords, where you get a deck that you already know a little bit, and then it's just a really good combination. Drawing into another useful card there in Cosmic Cyclone.
And sending Trudea for cross.
And the Gargoyle added itself back, so now it can be used from the hand to special summon. A tree is one of the few level 4 tuners in the deck. Looks like they are eyeing Legatus.
Summon Despy.
Oh, no, they're going to go for
wow.
Despy and Lulu Walleth. That's interesting.
What is the rest of that name?
Lulu Walleth. Now, this is a cool one. So if your opponent like special summons a monster, you can negate like all their face-up monsters, I believe is what Lulu Walleth. It's been a while. We used to summon it off like Granganol and Brandon.
Yeah.
Set.
But a useful level 12 Synchro coming down here for Ariel.
I think they're contemplating, like, is there a Harpy's Feather Duster? Maybe even a Forbidden Heavy Storm in this.
You never know.
You never know.
I messed up my combo. Love that. Set 4. And move to end phase. End phase Auxilla to place a Centurion from Grave or Banish.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. I will place Primera.
Yup.
All right, so the Primera is going to be placed at the end phase thanks to Auxilla. No Legatus on the field, so not going to get like a draw or anything here at the end phase.
Yes.
But now it's Jack's turn to see what he can do with his max metal cards.
Activate incoming machine.
Okay, that's a really
Let's
good start.
Add a monster that mentions max Metalmorph or one Metalmorph trapped in my deck to it.
Incoming machine can pretty much add any card that's in the deck to the hand.
Just about. Any in-engine card or any
Yep.
in-theme card.
It's definitely one of the stronger cards in the Max Metalmorph deck.
I will add a Zola, the Fiendish Beast.
Zoa the Fiendish Beast. Add it to his hand.
All right, so Zoa the Fiendish Beast. You can normal summon if your opponent controls a monster, and if it's in your hand, you can special summon in defense mode. And if Max Metalmorph is not in your graveyard, your opponent can then special summon a card from their hand. But once it's on the field during the main phase, you can set a Metalmorph trap from the deck.
And there are no cards in Ariel's hand right now.
I will send this face down card to the graveyard.
Okay,
Summon it to from the hand. As
gonna set the Max Metalmorph, send it to the graveyard.
Graveyard is a cost.
That is fine.
It's gonna be able to summon.
On summon, if I have a max Metalmorph in my graveyard, I can add a Metalmorph trap in my deck to my hand.
Gonna be able to get another Metalmorph card.
I will
But it looks like Ariel might be using Forbidden Chalice here to negate the
Chalice.
effect.
target to negate, and then it will just gain the 4 until the end of the turn.
That's good.
Okay.
Not going to let Jack add another card that mentions Metalmorph.
I'll activate
I love
Zola,
Forbidden
the
Chalice.
Phoenix
It felt like it was like
Beast,
Imperm before Imperm came out.
Special from hand
It's a
is-
good one. It still has some applications, like being able to negate things in the damage step that a
Snow
lot of
Man
other
Eater.
cards can't. There you go.
That was the big one.
So we do see the Metalmorph,
Send it
the Zoa coming down, but since the Metalmorph is in the
Oh, Sets
graveyard
Oh,
now,
Sets one, yes.
it won't be able to, let Ariel summon a card from the hand, but there is no hand, as you mentioned, so no harm, no foul.
Really cool
2 monsters
artwork.
on the field. Yeah, they're really cool. I really love these cards, and now he's going to be able to still access Max Metalmorph.
Tribute special.
I love the artwork of the original Zoa, specifically sort of the video game promo version. You know what I'm referring to?
Okay.
Yeah, the blue's very nice.
Yeah,
it's
it
a very nice
really pops.
shade of blue. All right, so now Max Metalmorph is on the field face down. Like you could see, like there's like Ariel did a lot on their first turn, but
Metal Illusionist.
not a lot in like terms of like disruption as like you see like in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, like from the monsters on the field. Like the Destiny Luoth does provide a form of interruption in like negating your opponent's monster effect when they special summon.
Metalmorph in the graveyard on resolution. I can
Can I
draw.
read the second?
Oh, yes. It's gonna let me draw.
All right, so this is the Metal Illusionist. This is going to be the normal summon. This is a really good card. So when it's normal or special summon, you can set a Metalmorph trap from your deck. And then if Max Metalmorph is in your graveyard, you can draw a card. And Jack has already adapted and like learned. I'm impressed at how well these players know their decks. I mean, you don't have much time to learn, but they're playing
here I will
excellent
declare
in this
a
matchup.
type
But it also has the other effect where it can declare a monster type, and it becomes that type until your opponent's into their
here
next
I will
turn.
declare
So whatever you want to summon with Max Metalmorph, you
Dragon.
just kind of declare that type.
Is good.
He also knew to put the Max Metalmorph in the graveyard, kind of as the cost for the effect that we saw earlier in the turn. So he actually even knew how to get it into the graveyard without it having to be set and kind of go through the full rotation of what a typical trap card would need to get to the graveyard.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's played with the Max Metalmorph cards before, but I mean, I'd understand maybe playing CENTUR-ION, but this is like definitely an underrated strategy, but they're playing it really well here.
Attempt to leave main
It's
phase.
cool to see this back and forth.
Still.
I wonder if these duelists have entered their first rivalry,
Or
or if these are experienced.
They
Let's
could have
see.
played yesterday,
Yeah,
too.
they could have played yesterday a few times, and only really need to play against one of these strategies once, not even with, just even against,
You
to
kind of
kind
learn
of pick up on some of these little tricks.
That's fine.
Cosmic Cyclone,
Nothing else,
Vanishing,
you are good to move to battle.
Flame Coating Metalmorph, I think.
Activate Metal Flame Swordsman.
Oh, Metal Flame Swordsman. This card is actually just really
I
good.
can add one card that mentions
It basically lets you add anything. There's a lot of the Max Metalmorph cards just let you get any card that you want from your deck to your hand. A lot of toolbox kind of cards in the
Yeah.
Max Metalmorph deck.
In a universe where you're probably not seeing a lot of Draw and Lockbirds incorporated in any of these deck lists, so search away.
It's kind of cool. Like, what would happen if you Metalmorphed to Flame Swordsman? Like,
Yeah.
it's so sweet.
I'll add a copy
So-
of Flame Coating Metalmorph.
So the Flame Coating Metalmorph was banished, but he just went ahead and grabbed another copy to hand.
Attempt to leave main once again.
Leaving main is fine.
All right, attempting to
This
leave
time
the
goes
main.
End phase. If you don't like that.
Looks like just
End
going
phase,
to end phase here.
I will go.
Wait, is leaving main fine?
Oh,
Nothing.
yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, I thought you were moving to end phase. Yeah.
yes. Anything in end phase.
In end phase, I will go Auxilla 1 to place, and then Phalanx 2, Centurion Phalanx 2, targeting Centurion Primera Primus.
Yep.
To special summon it, and then it will lose 1500 attack.
That's good.
So during the end phase, they are going to special summon back the Primus and then place a
Summon
card
it
with Auxilla.
here.
So this just shows the power of the Centurion.
The follow-up.
Yeah, the follow-up is they get to just sit there for an entire turn rotation. We've now seen 2 cards placed into the Spell and Trap card zone
No, nothing on this.
with Auxilla.
Still end phase.
Yeah, CENTUR-ION is definitely one of the stronger decks out of the rival ones you can get lucky in this pull, but still in the end phase, the Mystical Space Typhoon being held in the hand to be used
On another Phalanx.
on another copy of Phalanx.
And
So that's another thing that's really fun about watching this is some of these cards you see as one-ofs,
I will tribute.
you know, 1 Phalanx maybe.
Oh, activate
But
max.
how about you, what happens if you just play full 3
One
Phalanx?
monster that mentions Max Metalmorph from the
All right,
deck.
so it looks like draw phase or semi-phase. Jack is going to go ahead and use the Max Metalmorph immediately,
Centurion True Awakening.
but True Awakening is going to be able to send to negate that Max Metalmorph. And Ariel could be moments away from taking this game number 1, just having answers for everything that Jack and his Max Metalmorph strategy are trying to do.
My main phase. In main, we will special summon Premier, and then attempt Premier effect on summon. Yes.
All right, so Primera is going to special summon itself and then add a CENTUR-ION from the deck to the hand.
Just double checking.
He doesn't have grave effect. I'm going to double check.
So I think they just said it doesn't have a random effect. That's definitely something you want to check. You know, if there's not a
Grave effect.
additional line of text, some continuous
I
effect
will
on some of these
add
cards you may not have a ton of
Centurion.
familiarity with.
Yeah, Wake Up is such a good card. Being able to just get that token, have the
I
to go
will
alongside your level 4 tuner.
activate Wake Up. I will make a level 8 token. And then I will synchro for 12 into Centurion Legadia.
It's great use of the extra monster zone too.
Yep, won't be needing any Link monsters for that.
I'm not even sure there's a Link monster incorporated in this particular deck list, so there's actually no downside really.
I'm not sure there's a Link monster incorporated in any of these 32 decks in Rivalry Warlords.
Oh, okay. So use that extra monster
So if you're
zone.
really wanting to play like a refresh of Yu-Gi-Oh, maybe without any Link monsters, Rivalry Warlords might be the thing you want to look at.
So you're telling me there's not a Sky Striker package in any
I
of
would
these
say
decks?
there's not a Link monster in the 32 decks in Rivalry Warlords. I would say there's not a Link or a Pendulum monster that you will
Ooh,
find in
okay.
any of those 32 decks.
Yes.
All right.
And then I will attempt to enter battle phase. That's 24. So
But there are certainly Synchro monsters.
I can
as
see
we've
those.
seen here for Ariel.
I see a lot of those.
There's a lot of them. And Ariel is going to go to battle phase, start attacking with all these CENTUR-ION monsters. I'm pretty sure this is going to be 8,000 points of damage, or very close.
52.
35 for the
I don't think the Auxilia is attacked yet. So it's going to be going to game number 2, and Ariel's going to take down game number 1 with ease.
Ooh, a Forbidden Lance. Fantastic card. Another blast from the past.
All those forbidden cards, Lance is really good at protecting like your CENTUR-ION monsters, because that's what can go wrong. Like when you're going second, you really need to stick the tuner onto the field to be able to synchro summon to get your strategy online. And Forbidden Lance might be one of those cards that can really do that, especially in like a format like this one.
It also counteracts. This was a classic interaction back in the day. Fiendish Chain, which we see 3 of in this Max Metal Foe deck. That used to be the classic.
Okay, so
You'd lance off the Fiendish Chain.
okay.
Looks like the judge is giving some instructions.
Yeah, there's no side decking, so we don't really need to have that few moment of downtime. We are ready because they're ready, which is another interesting aspect of this format. There's no side decking. Thumbs up after game 1.
Thumbs up to the red. I mean, yeah, that's what I love about like tournaments. Like I did well at mini YCSs, top plenty events, but there were infinitely more number of YCSs that I did not do well at, that I lost over and over again. But every time I lose, maybe I'll take like 5 or 10 minutes to myself, but then you'll see me immediately running over to the public event stage, and I'm trying to enter the next kind of tournament, trying to keep playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And now that we have Rivalry Warlords as my favorite public event, you can even play with strategies that you're not as familiar with and borrow decks as well. You don't even have to have a Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
Now you can show up here with absolutely nothing.
And then you get to try out some really cool stuff. But
and
now
potentially make your way on stream.
Yep, you definitely could. And Jack is going to be able to go first this time with Puri Rice map.
I will pay half, and that lets me add
pay half to add a monster with 0 attack and 0 defense.
That is fine.
So the most painful reinforcements of the army-like effect in the game, basically.
Yep.
Gonna add Metal Illusionist. That's the really good starter card here in the Max Metalmorph deck.
Incoming machine, and lets me add.
Okay, we got a couple of starting cards here for Jack. The Metalmorph deck's definitely better at going first than going second most of the time, even though we saw there are some tools to get monsters onto the field when you're going second.
And again, in a universe, well, there will be no Droll and Lockbird.
Max Metalmorph?
Yes.
Or Drollbird, for that matter.
Yeah, Drollbird. You got to watch out for that Drollbird. So, gets a copy of Max Metalmorph. Going to set the Max Metalmorph.
Black Eyes Metal Claws Dragon.
We saw this in the first game where it activates the Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon to send the Max Metalmorph to special summon itself from the hand.
Is that not Metal Claws Dragon?
Or is it Metal Claws Dragon? Red Eyes Metal Claws Dragon. Yeah, Red Eyes Black Full Metal is that's the one that can negate.
Yeah, the ultra rare.
Yep. And here I will go normal illusionist effect to set.
Metal Illusionist is gonna let Jack set a Max Metalmorph.
Flame Coating Metalmorph.
Or Flame Coating Metalmorph.
And it won't let me draw one because I control I have a Max Metalmorph in the graveyard on time resolution.
Yep, and this is
the one that lets you
the one that will allow him to draw.
Okay.
Again, as we saw in the previous game, because Max Metalmorph is in the graveyard. That sequencing is really critical.
And here I'll also special summon Zoa, the Fiendish Beast.
Yes.
And I will activate the effect to set one from the deck. On the Max Metalmorph track. Yes, it's deck.
Yeah, just verifying it's deck and not deck and graveyard.
Max Metalmorph. And now
All right, a good start here for Jack.
Now activate Metal Flame Swordman.
We're seeing all the cards. I mean, this is the deck. It's a consistency deck. It's kind of maxing out on all the Metalmorph cards. So you're going to see the same kind of cards be activated, and it's a very toolbox deck, and you're going to be able to access the Metalmorph cards when you need them. Now, CENTUR-ION really good at going first, but with all these hurdles in their way, I don't know if Ariel's going to have as much of a good time like they did in that first game, being able to get all the CENTUR-ION monsters on the field, especially when I saw that Jack drew into a copy of Mystical Space Typhoon. Being able to destroy, chain that to one of the CENTUR-ION monsters trying to summon themselves, or just taking out the field spell can actually be really huge.
Yeah, and that's not something that Forbidden Lance would be able to protect.
You're right.
That's kind of just a weird...
It may be a monster card, but it's not a monster
you
you can target with Forbidden Lance.
I can activate
But I mean, going second, you do have 3 copies of Forbidden Lance and 3 copies of Forbidden Chalice, it looks like, in the CENTUR-ION deck. So this pre-constructed CENTUR-ION deck does have some resistance to having to go second.
Yep, going to be able to activate the fire,
Is fine.
the flame coating metalmorph. I want to say fire coating, but I was like, no, that's not right. Flame coating metalmorph.
X will have
Summon
coating equipped to it.
Metal Zoa X, and then it's going to equip it with the flame coating metalmorph. So if it would be destroyed by a battle or card effect, it can protect it.
Okay.
You got to get rid of that flame coat before you can get to the actual monster. Now Max Metalmorph is going to be activated, swapping out the red eyes for the red eyes.
The red eyes.
But the red eyes black full metal dragon this time.
Oh, did
This
they
is the
put
one
a
that can
quarter
negate.
century in there?
Is
That's
it?
awesome.
So yes, you might get to play with some really shiny cards if you happen to sign up for a Rivalry of Warlords.
Hey, that's what it looks like from here.
You never know.
Okay, so negate burn.
Yep. I know that with the first wave of our Rivalry of Warlords deck, there was a Toon deck, and it was like all collector rare and just looked really nice. So you never know.
Super Toon Table of Contents?
No, I don't know
Probably
about
not,
that.
okay.
Probably not that. Not that crazy.
All right. Not the old tournament back super rares.
No, definitely not. But definitely has some forms of interruption here for Ariel's first turn.
Stand by.
The Metal Zoa X is going to be a twice per turn effect. If the opponent activates a monster or spell or trap effect, quick effect, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls. So it's kind of like Detonator.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right, Ariel's going to lead off with Emblema Oath.
That's good.
I will place Primera here.
Look at that. Still worrying about zone placement.
Anything?
Once you get it ingrained into you, you can't
Forever.
stop. Yep.
Even if you don't have
Mystical
a,
Space Typhoon. That's what I'm talking about. Destroys the Primera. You get to see old school cards taking on new school cards in creative ways in Rivalry of Warlords.
Train A-Tree.
Okay, normal summon A-Tree.
Activate the effect.
That's good.
So the level 4 tuner, we have Wake Up.
I will activate Wake Up
Yep,
Centurion.
we're waking up.
I will make a level 8 token.
And so this is going to force out the Metal Zoa X to destroy the monster. We said twice per turn.
So,
mini detonator effect.
then I will make
I just love how fast these players adapted to the decks they were handed randomly. They're playing it like they're masters of these strategies, and I love it.
I mean, they both knew exactly how to navigate their opening turn to establish the maximum number of
You
interactions.
do get like some time at the beginning to like read through your cards and play around with it a little bit to kind of figure out maybe where you want to go.
Centurion token per cost.
Does it
Oh, you
have
can't send
to?
tokens?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can't send the token,
Then I will scoop and we will.
and that's gonna be it. And Jack with his metal morphs, knowing how to do it, get the rightful metal cards on the field, able to take down the Singe don't go to the graveyard. So any card that has to send a card to the graveyard as a cost won't work. But we are into game number 3 here of the finals of one of the Rivalry of Warlords
I will
public
take it.
events.
And this is also great, right? Ariel just learning this new tidbit that could matter, not just in this game, in this match, but just for the entirety of their career.
Yep, the more you play Yu-Gi-Oh, the more you learn. But starting off strong here with stand-up CENTUR-ION.
Sending Gargoyle for cost.
Going to send to place the CENTUR-ION from the deck to the spell and trap zone.
I will place a Primera.
So we see Primera, classic
I will
starter.
Attempt Primera special. And then on summon Primera effect to add a Centurion card. I will add Wake Up.
So we're going to stand up and eventually get into Wake Up.
I will activate Wake Up Centurion. I will make a level 4 token.
Yep.
And then I will synchro for 8. Make a Primera Primus.
All right, Premier Primus
I
is
will
coming
attempt
down.
Primus effect to add Emblema.
I like how multiple strategies recently have had an extra deck monster that allowed it to search out a spell card in the deck that's so integral to the strategy that was difficult to otherwise search. We saw that with Perfume earlier in Lunalights, and obviously this is the NAWCQ that we're watching, but finding a way to actually search out Oath,
Activate Emblema Oath
if you were to play
place an
Centurions
Centurion
outside of Rivalry, I think is really vital.
Definitely. All right, Emblema Oath is going to place the Gargoyle.
So it looks like I see, I think, a Phalanx and a Chalice in hand. Can't.
I will normal summon Centurion Atri, and then attempt Atri effect on summon.
Since stand up is on the field spell and Emblema card is in the graveyard, the Atri unlocks the effect to be able to draw a card.
The stand up.
That's good.
I had you cut, correct?
It's always good to double check that the deck has been sufficiently randomized. Looks like maybe another Primera.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, it looks like they realized you can't activate the Wake Up without a card in the Spell and Trap zone. So it looks like they're going to rewind the game stage just a little bit. Now, like I said, this is Rivalry of Warlords, so these are decks that people aren't familiar with. So kind of some of the little intricacies, you know, sometimes you're not going to know exactly every limitation and every rule of every single card because you only have such a short amount of time to understand it. But it's also something that you can actually learn from for the illegal activation, which is just going to be a minor warning. So we're right back into the duel.
I will normal summon the Atri, and then we will sink it here. Yeah, Atri can be used as a non-tuner. Primus effect to add an Emblema.
All right, so now we're getting back into sort of an alternate way to get into Emblema.
We will,
I mean, what's going to happen is we're going to end up with the same exact situation that we were in previously, just played in a different order.
Yeah, but it is important so that the viewers at home can see that if there is a mistake sequentially, just in terms of valid, legitimate plays, that we can easily correct it, even if it ends in the same spot.
I just want to point out that literally all that changed was the Emblema needed to be activated before the Wake Up. But it is good to know the correct sequence of plays, right? But yeah, it's
if there are duelists at home,
it's a little silly to me,
but if there are duelists at home who are watching this and learning. Which, I'm admitting that the nature in which these decks are currently playing is not the way that I'd be familiar with in preparations for commentary. Because, again, you try and understand what the Centurion deck is trying to do when it has access to the entire card pool. So it is really valuable to see everything done exactly as intended.
Yeah, even if it is just, activation order.
Yeah.
Because if you're playing in, like, not a public event, like in a regional or something like that, you definitely don't want to make that mistake.
No, that's where it can really bite you. You want to make sure you're making all legal plays, obviously.
Yeah. And then I will attempt Phalanx effect, target Primus to special. And then I'll special in defense. It just has 1100 attack. Because
banishes the Phalanx, summon back the Centurion Primus.
And that's really great of emphasizing the attack reduction.
And attempt to leave the main phase.
And I feel like sometimes the downsides of a card aren't verbalized like that, and then one of the players ends up getting surprised, like, oh, I really wish it would have been acknowledged aloud that there was an attack reduction.
Yeah, letting your opponent know all the effects they're having is very important, and respectful of your opponent's time. All right, so decent setup here for Ariel. Now let's see how Jack's going to navigate this here in game number 3. Going to start things off with the Puri Rice map again. Going to be able to add that Metal Illusionist from the deck to the hand. It's also be able to add a lot of DDD cards. Well, DD cards, I guess. Savant Kepler.
Yep. Yeah, we've seen that card
0/0
filter in and out of competitive play over the course of the last handful of years.
Nothing on resolution.
Okay, but that is black for Metal Dragon effective hand. It reveals itself to set a Metalmorph trap and then shuffle the board back.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, starting things off here with the Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon.
That's good.
Going to set Max Metalmorph from the deck. And return the Full Metal Dragon to the deck.
So that protects these guys from destruction. And then the field spell protects itself because I have the monsters.
Which is a funny downside of the fact that this particular version is playing Mystical Space Typhoon and not the Cosmic Cyclone.
Because of the destruction protection. Yeah.
It's just a small little quirk.
Vortex is
Lightning Vortex.
That's a blast from the past.
Blast from the past, discarding the Max Metalmorph hand, but getting that Max Metalmorph in the graveyard is actually beneficial here for Jack.
You were telling me a little bit earlier today that you were playing Master Duel, and you were able to play Diamond Dude in one of those
in the time travel
events, hitting cards like Destiny Draw you commented on and Reinforcements of the Army. That was another one that if you're able to hit off Diamond Dude, that was just impactful.
Definitely, yeah. Destiny Draw Diamond Dude, one of my favorite cards for sure.
Nothing on res.
But they are protected, so not going to be able to destroy anything, but gets the Max Metalmorph in the grave. Metal Illusionist is going to be met by Forbidden Chalice, which is devastating for Jack. He really needs to be able to change the attribute of Max Metalmorph. Looks like the Zoa is going to come down from the hand in defense mode.
It's the Red Eyes one that allows you to activate the same turn you set them, correct?
Thinking about responding here.
I will True Awakening, send Primera to negate and destroy.
The counter.
Yeah, the CENTUR-ION deck definitely has a lot of tools going first, and there's multiple copies of those tools, so you don't even have to search them out most of the time. You can just hard draw them from the deck, and this might be the last interruption that Ariel needs to disrupt Jack's turn.
Just a quick double check. Forbidden Chalice does have that secondary effect of increasing the attack.
Yep.
Not that matters a lot here, but it is
from
important
0 to 400. That's, But during the end phase, the Auxilia is going to be able to place CENTUR-ION back into the spell and trap zone.
And that
the duel is winding down. The lunch break is coming to a close here very soon.
The drawing will take place. And you still want to continue in FS. And the winner must be present to claim their prize.
All right, Ariel's going to draw.
Stand by.
Share your thoughts, and you can hop away with the Rescue Rabbit.
I will attempt to Gargoyle Special.
They are continuous trap cards. Ariel's going to move to special summon from the spell and trap card zone. Makes it a level 4. Prima Primus is a Synchro Tuner.
For Centurion Legadia.
Again, using that extra monster zone well.
Legadia effect 1, Gargoyle effect 2 to add.
That's fine.
Legadia's going to destroy the Metal Illusionist, it looks like.
Okay.
Yes.
I will
Nope.
attempt.
He's just ready. He knows what's about to happen. He knows these moments away. He's also only at 4,000 life points because of Pure Ice Map. So they just need to pretty much put their monsters in attack mode, go to battle phase, and clean up. But not going to be the case here. Going to power through. Because the Max Metalmorph has nothing to tribute.
Yeah.
Because the Metal Illusionist is not an appropriate type because it had its effect negated thanks to Forbidden Chalice.
So something that matters if you were to play Centurion in kind of our advanced tournament, if you were to play it, for instance, this weekend in the NAWCQ, the reason why you would activate another stand-up Centurion is that effect is only on the turn it's summoned effect. The one of being able to place a Centurion from your deck. So sometimes you see there you'll filter one through another.
It doesn't matter. I will switch Auxilia to attack. I will attempt to leave the main phase. I will move to battle.
That's good.
Is there something he can summon with Max Metalmorph? I don't think so.
Attempt Primera declare into Illusionist.
Yeah.
For 16.
Maybe he was just kind of bluffing there looking at the Max
And then
Metalmorph.
I will declare with Auxilia to attempt to go for game.
Yeah,
Good game, brother.
we've been a couple attacks away, and Ariel is going to win this